all about Scorpio, part 28. So, as promised, we will be discussing about Scorpio women, specifically dating a Scorpio woman. Is it really scary dating a Scorpio woman? Also discovering how a Scorpio woman flirts. And if we still have enough time later on, we'll probably squeeze in some of the questions other people has about Scorpio women. Also, this is a response again to one of the subscribers of my channel, and he has some questions about the Scorpio women that he likes. Hopefully, this one would actually help you out further. So let's start off first with discovering how a Scorpio woman flirts. Okay, this is by dategreat.blogspot.com. It says here, I have recently had quite a few men ask me how do Scorpio women flirt. To answer that question, we first need to answer how Scorpio women act. Scorpio women tend to use more overt types of flirting because of their strong passion for love and their deep desire to connect with others. Scorpio is about metamorphosis. Scorpios transform the painful poisons of possessive passion into a higher consciousness based on universal love. Now, flirting is giving out signals that you may be interested in someone and has become a part of our daily lives. It is the most common way people indicate interest in one another. Some people are good flirts while others are not. Scorpio women tend to be great flirts. Actually, even the men, they're very great flirts. They have this natural charisma, really. Anyway, they give the people they are interested in little butterflies in their stomach, which is as a result of the way they move their body and smile at you while checking you out. Now, here you go. The key indicators to look at to determine if you're being flirted with are actually eye contact, playing with the hair, or the way their body moves, touching, and the way they speak. They also tend to whisper to their friends. And this is how a Scorpio woman would flirt. That is really, really true. Yeah, especially with, playing with the hair or like fixing the hair when in front of the guy that they like. And about the touching, just a light touch on the arm or something. And they would actually, what we do is we try to make the person feel that we're actually very interested, like we're really listening to whatever they're saying, things like that. And I also would like to share before I move on. There's this book that I've read. It's by Linda Goodman. Basically, on that book, which is called Sun Signs, she shared some examples on how each zodiac sign would flirt. Okay, for instance, we have Pisceans. Pisceans are very childlike. Not all of them, of course, but they're also very much open with their emotions and their feelings. That like they're going to really openly try to show the person that they adore them or they like them. Now for Leos are actually very aggressive, actually playful and aggressive. Now for Scorpio women, normally they tend to become even more composed and very calm. So the example that she said there was a Scorpio woman would just like slowly approach the guy that she likes, and instead of shouting out to the world how much they adore the guy or everything like that, or trying to aggressively flirt with the guy, they would even ask the guy, like approach them, calmly, and then ask the guy to light the cigarette for her. That's the example that Linda Goodman mentioned in her book, which is really true. Okay. Anyway, moving on. A Scorpio woman may also mirror your tone of speaking, which is so true, and your body posture. And she will laugh a lot. Possibly it's something neither of you would find funny any other time. Especially watch your body posture. Does she lean on you when you're looking in her eyes? Does she cross her legs towards you? When she uncrosses her legs, does she point her body towards yours? It's kind of like body language. I've done some research about body language as well. So you will be able to determine a lot by her body posture. And it's important that you reciprocate with your own ways of flirting. Another thing about Scorpios, let me just share, is that it's like when like in a room of 20 or 30 people, Scorpios would definitely make you feel if she's interested in you, or if the Scorpio guy is also interested in you. We would actually make the person feel as if she's the only one is, the most important, person in the room, and everybody else is just non-existent. Scorpio tends to do that if they really like someone, okay? But the main thing to remember when flirting with a Scorpio woman is actually to embrace their passion and have fun. The best flirtatious moments happen when you understand what's actually happening. All right, now let's proceed to the next one. This is by sunsigns.org, dating a Scorpio woman. Okay, it says here, it takes a strong man to catch the affections of the Scorpio women, for she is a mysterious creature. She does not open up easily to others. That's true, and you may never truly know the depths of her character, but to just be honest with her, and she may give you a chance. Here are a few tried and tested dating tips that might help you woo the Scorpio female. It's not easy striking up a conversation with the lady Scorpion because she is constantly surrounded by admirers and she doesn't seek this attention. It simply follows her wherever she goes. That's probably why in most books that I've read, it says there that Scorpio women are actually, they're very magnetic, okay? Scorpio lady is dark and alluring and people want to know what she's hiding. Yeah, a lot of people are very curious about Scorpios. Even at work, a lot of people that I know, I do my work, I chat up with them, but there are questions that's always in their minds about me, and I don't know why, it's like they find me so mysterious, and sometimes it would even make a big deal, why is it that I don't have a Facebook account? They're pretty much really, really curious. Anyway, but she won't reveal it to you until she knows that she can trust you. That's true. There are only a few people that we can actually let inside the circle. So the only time that we can actually open up, it's by the time we know that we can fully trust that person, okay? To earn the trust, be open about who you are and what you want. Don't play mind games or hard to get because she already knows your intentions. Scorpio women can read people like a book, and she already has that figured out. So just talk to her and appeal to her intellect with thoughtful conversation. Oh, that's so true. Yeah, I love that. She will appreciate your upfront manner and respond favorably. Yeah, that's a tip for guys who like Scorpio women. We, Scorpio women, we love talking to men who are very sensible, because we get bored easily. We want someone who's very witty, very intellectual, like we can talk everything under the sun, yeah, so that's a great tip there. Anyway, it says here, Scorpio women in relationships. The Scorpio woman will even come up with the first date idea for she doesn't mind taking the reins. If you show her you can handle that, if you can handle that, she'll gladly offer you a second one. And don't expect this to be a light and fun relationship because Scorpio women take everything very seriously. And this is funny because I was actually talking to the Scorpio woman earlier, really, like today, she was asking me about Scorpio relationships. She's also Scorpio. She was born November 15. My birthday is November 16. And she's not married yet. She's in her middle 30s. And I also tried to probe, why is it that she doesn't have a boyfriend yet? Or is she ready to settle down and all that? Because Scorpio loves to probe. And what she told me was, I don't get into a relationship so easily. And I had to smile when she said that. I really had to smile because, I could relate with that because that's true. Most of the Scorpio women are like that. They don't entertain much flings, really. They're not much into that. Again, it's not all Scorpios are like that, but most Scorpios really, they wanted, or they engage pretty much in a serious relationship. They're not in it for just games and all that. So according to her, to that Scorpio lady I was talking to, she's actually a sales representative as well. She said that she rarely gets serious. I mean, she rarely has gets into a relationship, basically. And the last relationship that she had was like 6 years ago. And according to her, because she takes relationships really seriously. Okay. Next, she puts her heart and soul into all she does, and the partnership with you is no exception. Love compatibility between couples matters the most to her. She may even come off as obsessive owl at times. So if you can't handle her intensity, it would be best to leave the situation. Because if you offend the delicate balance that is her patience, she will turn on you with her stinger before you can say sorry. She does not easily forgive or forget and will break up. So be sure to stay on her good side. Now, the best way to do that is actually to devote as much time and attention as you possibly can to do the things that she cares about. I mean, the Scorpio zodiac sign lady will do the same for you to the point where it seems like you are her entire world. She's looking for a soulmate, and she will do as much research as she needs to make sure you're the one, okay? I think I've mentioned this in the past that Scorpio women usually, once, let's say a Scorpio woman is already married, she would actually be very, very willing to be in the back seat, and she would just gladly support her husband in whatever her husband wanted to achieve. That's how Scorpio can be very loyal and supportive. So I know that they say that Scorpio men and women are very controlling, but as soon as there's respect, and once they've decided that they wanted to take the back seat and just do the cheering and motivating the person or supporting the person that they love, they would really, really do that, Anyway, moving on, let's talk about Scorpio women and sex. Ooh, there you go. Okay. Sex. All right. Yeah, I know. Scorpio. Okay. And if you think that's intense, wait until you get her between the sheets. The Scorpio female is a skilled lover who will unleash wave after wave of passion over you until you're drowning in ecstasy. While she is calm and reserved on the outside, on the inside is actually a chaotic flurry of thoughts and emotions that she only lets out during her sexual encounters. She offers a euphoric experience that you will most likely not find anywhere else. It takes a lot of stamina to keep up with this devil woman, but it's well worth the ride. This sign is the most passionate and sexual astrology. So here's a conclusion. While it may seem a lot of work to maintain a happy relationship with the Scorpio woman, the rewards are great. She's confident, capable, and ready to deal with anything life throws at her, making her someone you want in your corner. Her sex appeal is undeniable, and she will make you feel invincible. And once she decides you're the one for her, she will be completely devoted to you. Make sure you're in it for the long haul, where she will not settle for a quick fling. Yeah, that's what I said earlier, right? Yeah, so surprised to see that here. Interesting, challenging, and satisfying. Dating the Scorpio woman is not for the faint of heart. That's a really interesting one. Off to the next, and this one is actually a forum, compatible.astrology.com. David asked, is it really scary dating a Scorpio woman? So the answer here, it says yes, it's due to a combination of things. Your intensity, honesty, etc. Many signs like to start a relationship casually and on a light and fun level for a while. Meanwhile, Scorpios tend to want everything or nothing very early on. Again, it's about, like what I said, most Scorpio women, they don't engage in flings. They wanted something serious, so they don't get into relationships so easily. It would take a long time, okay? But once you were able to get that, like if if she's completely decided to go with you and be with you, then you have the most loyal partner, I tell you, the most loyal and devoted partner. So it says here, most of the questions for advice I get from Scorpios are along the lines of, I left him 27 voicemails yesterday and he's still ignoring me. How do I get his attention? Oh my God. That kind of intensity can be flattering to some signs, such as Cancer or Pisces, who see it for what it is. For other signs, though, such as Virgo or Gemini, it can be very intimidating. Yeah, that's really interesting. So another responded, I mostly agree with David. It's very scary to be involved with a Scorpio lady. Scorpio is very intense, powerful, and never shy in public as she is a woman. She's outspoken, outgoing, and flirting around with many guys, regardless of ages. No, that's not true. Not all Scorpio women are like that. Again, this is completely different from what I've mentioned earlier and from other of the websites that we've checked as well. Of course, again, it doesn't necessarily mean if you're Scorpio, all Scorpios are like that, right? And it also depends on the culture, the environment that you're in. What if you're actually in a culture where, that culture is very, very conservative, right? So it depends really. So it says here, somebody answered, like, my feeling is against with this sign when I saw her the first time. By the way she expressed herself in the public, I don't really care that much because I know that I'm cool and good. Finally, she came to me, asked for a company and support. She's very emotional. She and I became friends. I told her I'm straight as a Virgo and as a woman. I'm very scared of her sometimes because she's verbally and physically abusive, really. But I never let those destroy our relationship. On the trip, she always took me away from the crowd. That made me scared even more. She promised me to be her friend forever. Finally, she seemed forgot all, yet I still remain as the way I felt for her. For we're both friends, and tons of photographs and we took together during our trip. I keep her in my family album. I hope once again when she's done with the school, we'll be going out to eat, as she told me. Okay, so it's a Virgo guy who's actually in love with a Scorpio woman. All right, okay. So, another answered by Lily. It says here, as a Scorpio woman, I want to bring a relief to those who are scared to date Scorpio women, okay? I think Scorpio is the most misunderstood sign with a bad reputation. However, some things are true and some are not. First, it might really be difficult to date us or to be friends for people born under certain signs. With a Gemini or Aquarius, I will always have a great time because of their optimism and humor, but they are on a million sides at one time, jumping from theme to theme of conversation. Their attention loss, and they're not very good listeners as they are speakers. Okay. Scorpio's ideal date or friend is first a devoted person. Yep. Yes, we are a bit possessive in a relationship. We don't flirt around and don't expect the other part to do it either. We respect the agreements and promises and are very disappointed when someone turns us down or humiliates us. So true. Everything she's saying is so true. And this is actually a Scorpio woman talking. Okay, what else? Yes, we easily get offended if you said you'll call and you don't. Oh yeah, that's true. I know this Scorpio guy, and because one of my best friends is a Cancerian, and she's married to a Scorpio guy, and this Scorpio guy would actually get really, really mad whenever she would actually, for instance, she would tell her husband, like, I'll be home at 4 o'clock, and then she won't be able to come home exactly at 4 o'clock, or at least she's only about 50 minutes late. The guy would really be offended, and they would actually argue about it, really, because Scorpios, they want you to be very honest. Or it's not that my friend is actually lying, but if you actually try to be a man of your word, kind of like that, like if you promise that you'll be around this time, then do. If you can't, then let me know. Just be very open and honest about it. Okay, so I guess that's one tip as well for people who likes a Scorpio guy or a Scorpio woman. Okay, where was I? I think I lost it. Oh my God, sorry about that. Okay, it says here, if you said you'll call and you don't, explain why you didn't. See, she just said it, what I said. I wasn't really looking at that. We will be offended and we won't take you seriously anymore. That's true. Okay, what else? That's because we are highly emotional and have a dose of pessimism and dark depressive as well, which overwhelms us when someone else actually tries to let us down. And our sadness can be really great, and that doesn't mean we will hide and plan a secret revenge. For example, with all my ex-boyfriends, I parted without neither a conflict nor thoughts of revenge. But in situations where someone insults me, puts down, humiliates, etc., I will always react and return the punch, but suffer because it happened for several days and will always fight for justice. Be outspoken and protect my date, friend, or a person in the street that's bullied. We are actually direct and respect fair play, never playing behind someone's back. That's so freaking true. Yeah. What else? We Scorpio women learn from our life experience, and it's true that a disappointing man in your life can make us very hurt and careful. Ouch. In our future relationships. Yeah. I would agree to that. So when we got hurt by someone, we were very, very extra cautious on the next relationship. Yeah. Very careful, especially if it was really, really a painful experience. And this is also so true what she said. We will never tolerate cheating on us, and we will not cheat the man we love, okay? And that's coming from a Scorpio woman, okay? I have to laugh because everything else that she's saying, I could relate to it. And as a Scorpio woman myself, I would agree to what she's saying here. So it says here, we have some strange power of reincarnation, difficult times and misfortunes kick us down, but then lifts us with a new energy. And we are truly sexual and passionate, but sex is not more important than a true connection with a loving person. It's not all about sex, really. We love strong, intelligent, handsome, and equally passionate and strong men. Okay. I had the greatest time with men under the signs of Sagittarius, Scorpio as well, see, Aries and Taurus. I know everything depends on many aspects and planets, but that's the way I can say about my sign. Very well said, Lily. I could really relate with her. As for me, I had the greatest time mostly with Scorpios again, because I have a lot of Scorpio friends. Scorpios, usually water signs, Cancer and Pisces and Capricorn. Yeah, but most of them are actually water signs. Okay, so what's next? Let's check the next one here. Okay, so this guy is actually a Libra, so he had an experience with a Scorpio woman. He says here, let me say that I dated my Scorpio female for 3 years, and I'm a Libra male. When things are going good for us, I can't understand what he's saying here. When things are, sorry about that. When things are going good for us, they're going good. Okay, oh yeah, it's just a grammar, I'm sorry. It's going good. There is a lot of communication, love, etc. But when things go bad, watch out. It's more so on her end. And no, I don't say that's just to defend myself. It's just her personality is very direct, very strong, intense, and it creates conflict because there's no agreeing or trying to solve a problem. It's the my way or highway attitude. I kind of like the direct attitude at times, but not when fights comes up. Good luck with the one. Like I said, they're great women. Just so, hold on. I'm having a hard time reading his comment here. They're great women, but you just have to be decided if you want to handle, there you go, the emotional side to them. Okay, another comment by Jeff. Jeff is actually a Scorpio. Okay, see, Scorpio to Scorpio, yeah, it could be heaven and hell. But Jeff says, for me, that is scary. That's because I'm a Scorpio man. I'm currently with a Scorpio woman for the first time, and I have to tell you, I have never gone deeper into the realms of love, emotion, passion than I am now. There's nothing scary except having to come back to the real world. Okay, interesting. Okay, and I guess it will be the last one before we move on to the question for Scorpios. Another Scorpio woman actually left a comment here. She said, as a Scorpio woman, I have to say this, just get to know us. We are all alike on some level. My 3 best friends, 10 to 30 years of friendship, are all Scorpios. See, there's something about Scorpios. Scorpios deals or get along really well with fellow Scorpios too. So I've seen the yardstick of a Scorpio woman in addition to being one myself. So this is who we are. Let's see if I'm going to agree to whatever she's going to say here. Let's see here. Blowing us off will drive us crazy to the point that we can't see the forest through the trees, meaning that we lose perspective when people aren't straight with us, so we jump to conclusions and it all gets muddled to the point that no one wins. True. Okay, that's the one. Next, we are very passionate and go about most things we like, and that includes guys at the same speed. All right. Once we have made up our minds, it's all or nothing. However, we can actually be very logical in understanding. We have this innate confidence that if you tell us that you like us, but you just aren't into it for a relationship, we will be fine, and you've found a friend for life. It sounds crazy, but we actually think that people are better off with us. So if someone tells us that they don't want to be with us, it may sting, but very quickly we then feel bad for the person because of what we feel they're missing out on. Oh God, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I think in some ways it is our way of coping with rejection. We rationalize it, and I'm thankful most days that I have this weird sense that everyone should want to be with me. And if they don't, then they have no idea of what they could have had in a relationship. This all sounds so obnoxious, I know. However, it's so true. I'm not sure about the other signs, but I know Scorpio women. What is this? But I know Scorpio women truly feel that someone is crazy not to go out with them or just be friends with them. Like I said, it's this thing that is hard to explain. We just know our strengths and know others' strengths, okay? And we don't always, or rarely do, retaliate if we don't get our way. We just go mad if someone isn't straightforward with us and leaves us hanging. I would agree to that last part that she said. Right, like basically, again, like what I've been saying earlier, just be open, just be straightforward, be honest, instead of trying to play with them, leave them hanging and thinking and all that. Scorpios, they don't like mind games, but the ironic thing is that there are Scorpios who love to do mind games on other people, which is bad. So anyway, I think this will be the last part. Some questions for Scorpio women. This is by www.dxpnet.com. It's a forum, actually. So the question is, do you ladies like for a guy to chase you or to be persistent in order to win you over? Personally, I would go for guys who would show consistency and be persistent, Consistency for me is very, very important. So, yeah, as simple as that. I just, I would appreciate it if a guy is really, really persistent in such a way that it's not annoying, okay? In such a way that he's very consistent with his actions, and all that. But it depends, some of them could be very annoying. I don't know. Let's check out the comments we have here. Someone said, this is from Miss Scorpio, I agree. If I've already displayed a mutual interest, yes, pursue. We are complicated individuals sometimes, and I'll be the first to admit I want to be pursued, but not so aggressively in the beginning. Don't show all your cards too quickly. It takes away from the excitement. Chase me, but leave me always wanting more. Your displays of masculine confidence will turn me on. Pay attention to the small details in our conversations. It can be of the smallest detail you can use to your advantage and gain huge brownie points. Like maybe I mentioned my favorite ice cream, and then a few weeks later you show up, oh yeah, I agree with Miss Scorpio there. The little things such as these can be huge. I remember I'm sorry, I have to laugh because, this is so true. And this is the funny thing. Last year, February 14, one of my Scorpio friends actually came up to me. So we were both Scorpios, okay? He came up to me and said, can you tell me what should I give my wife? His wife is actually Cancerian. And I told him, I told my Scorpio friend, just give her something that is, we're not really materialistic. We even wanted, or go for men who actually, even though the gift is simple, we go for men who's actually very much creative, and that, it's really basically the thought that counts, really. For instance, like, just leaving a simple note that says you're beautiful today, or I love you, or something like that, or anything that you've created, like just even a simple thing that you've done yourself without really just buying it from any other store. It's something that we can definitely appreciate. I have to laugh about what she said, because that's so true, and that's a dating or a good tip for people who are actually into Scorpio women. The great tip there is pay attention to what she's saying, and then suddenly surprise her. Like what she said here, the example that she mentioned was that I mentioned my favorite ice cream, and then a few weeks later it would show up. That means you're actually paying attention and listening, and that you're actually showing the person or that Scorpio girl that you wanted that you really do pick up those signs or those signals and all those things that she wanted. It makes her feel that, hey, this person is very much attentive and understanding, at the same time a good listener. So yeah, guys, pay attention, all right? Pay attention to that one. All right, what's the next one? So someone said, she says she has a boyfriend, but has flirted with me and showed interest in me from day one. Only recently I asked her out, but she claims to have a boyfriend. I really don't think she does. My guess is she's been trying to get my attention or get a response out of me. Doing things like to get me to notice her through her gestures. And then I pick up on the non-communication perfectly. I can tell she was a little pissed that I never really responded to her gestures. And now I finally ask her out, and then she posts this. Games people play, I tell you. Does she want me to feel like she felt many times when played her? Has the tables turned on me? Does she now have the ball in her corner? Listen, if she claims to have a boyfriend, then why flirt with me? I catch her always staring at me. I look up, and then she looks away. So she doesn't think I notice, but I do. I'm slick as well, the corner of my eye is watching her. Okay. Last but not the least, there's an attraction between us, so why play cat and mouse? Okay. Yeah, for some reason there are other Scorpios who are doing that. I know a Scorpio loves doing the cat and mouse game, and I remember calling that person out for doing that, And again, it's similar to what I said earlier. There's some Scorpios that would do mind games, probably because they're testing you. Some of them that's for the simple reason that they're testing they're testing you about something. I don't know what that is. It depends on what they're actually wanted to uncover. But yeah, Scorpio, men and women, they do that. So let's check out the response again from Miss Scorpio about the boyfriend thing. Most Scorpios I know are very loyal when in a relationship. That's true. So maybe it's in a turmoil, right? Maybe she wants you to want her more. You always want what you can have, or maybe she's an attention craving Scorpio girl, which is not so cool. If she has a boyfriend, would you want to be him, knowing she has single guys after her, due to the way she carries herself with them? I would ignore her advances, gestures. It may anger her. So in the event she does not have a boyfriend, she just may come clean with you out of sheer frustration. Okay. All right. Yeah, but most Scorpios are actually loyal. Again, if they decided that you're the one for them and they wanted you, really, they'll be completely loyal and devoted to you. It's rare that Scorpio actually tries to do the cheating, only if there's really a huge problem in the relationship, or she's trying to get even with her partner, because Scorpios can do that, right? Anyway, we're almost done. I love the responses here, but I don't think I'll be reading the entire thing. Okay, but there's just one comment here which is really interesting as well. It says here, hold on. Okay, I think it has something to do with, oh my God, I'm so sorry about the pause there. So it says here that the Scorpio is actually trying to read, or I think you may be right about the ancient Chinese scripts a bit. If you could read her like a book, yeah, about reading the Scorpio, you wouldn't be here asking about how to chase her or wondering what her intentions are when she shows interest in you. You know already everything, unless you haven't finished reading the books. Perhaps this is just a comment to someone who actually asked, like, who said that you can't actually read a Scorpio woman like a book. Maybe you can read ancient Chinese scripts. But there's just something I missed out earlier about a Scorpio. There you go. It says here, there's a thin line between being persistent and annoying. Pay attention to her feedback. If the feedback is positive, if she seems to dig you, persist further. But if she's telling you she's not interested or coming up with other excuses of why she can't see you, then believe her. Okay. All right. Yeah, most Scorpios actually, they just don't want to hurt as much as possible unless she is really intending to hurt you, intentionally trying to hurt you. You would actually read the signs. You would feel it if she's into you or not. So just pay attention. That's the thing. Maybe she's coming up with excuses because she doesn't really like you and things like that. Anyway, it says here, yeah, we like to be chased. I think that's why I have such a weakness for Libras. They're good at it. And once they convince me to like them back, they waffle. Stupid balancing act. Oh, God. All right. I never had experience with Libras, actually. Like, even for friends, most of the friends that I have are actually Scorpios and Cancers, Virgos, Pisceans. Actually, not even Pisceans. There are only a few ones. But most of them are Capricorn, you know, and really, really Scorpios. Anyway, and the final one would be, in my experience, if a Scorpio woman tells you anything remotely secretive, then this is a good sign because she's beginning to trust you, and Scorpios don't confide in many people. They tend to guard their privacy with fervor, so if she's told you anything secretive about her life, then you're in. Try testing the waters and ask something about her private life. Don't be obnoxiously invasive. Rather, be more inquisitive. True. If she responds in kind, then it's a good sign. If not, then don't give up the ghost just yet. Maybe, or perhaps it needs more time. All right. So there you go. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry, I was like reading some of the interesting comments here earlier. That's why there's a pause. And, I really appreciate you guys leaving some comments as well, sharing your inputs. I do appreciate that. Hopefully, and this somehow helped you understand your Scorpio women, you know, about the stairs and all that. To answer your question again, which I've already replied to it, whether you should call her or not, the first time she actually ignored your calls and all that. Don't give up easily. Probably she's just testing you, or probably just give her benefit of the doubt. But of course, just pay attention. You would definitely, you know, get some signals whether she's actually really just trying to avoid you or something. But to your question, whether if you're going to ask her out, or if you're going to call her or text her and invite her for the company dinner by December, then do so. You can, you know, simply text her, let her know. And who knows, maybe, you know, she would go with that. So I wish you the best for that. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. And again, thank you so much for listening to this recording about Scorpio women, the dates and all that, dating a Scorpio woman, and how do Scorpio women flirt. The next all about Scorpio. Let's see if we can do something for the guys this time. But I'm pretty sure we're going to come up with some interesting topics about Scorpio soon. Now, if you have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. If there's any questions that, you know, that need some answers about Scorpios, do let me know. And yeah, we'll come up with an answer for that, or we'll do some research about that as well. So anyway, I gotta go. Thank you for listening to the entire recording, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.